She בטח, מה זה?
You have to go home.
Yeah, no, but he can just
can leave
5 minutes.
anytime,
But you can leave anytime, but in the beginning, so let's just begin when the very
Anytime.
beginning and who
אני
Yosef.
כבר לא אסע, עכשיו נסעו, אני עכשיו חופשי.
איך תגיע הביתה?
מה, יש אוטובוס.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's nice to be.
Chaim,
We've had a lot of.
we've been through a number of different discussions during the day, but I'd like you, even once again, starting this, just to introduce yourself, your names. Is that what you want? The way you want it, Richard?
Yeah.
Yes.
And also we want to introduce.
What?
Also, you want to introduce Yosef Dabby
Yeah.
and the part that he played
That's right,
helping
each
you,
person-
because he may want to leave.
Okay,
leave first,
fine. In
so.
fact, then maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, first, everybody just state your name so I check the sound and so we get your name on the tape.
Okay.
Okay. So they,
I'm Riesel.
And Gerald, Estrin.
Chaim, Pekeris.
Yosef Dabby.
Thelma Estrin.
I got a terrible problem. This is ridiculous, but your skin is as dark as the background. It always happens. Why don't you switch with Joseph?
Yeah.
Okay. I have the same trouble with my father.
Yeah.
He's got a light background. Good. Okay.
Okay, so in fact, with Yosef having to leave, let me just take a couple of minutes. And Yosef, what were you doing? The computer project came here we arrived in December of 1953. What were you doing at the time, and how did you even come to Israel? It was 53 is when we came. What were you doing? How did you come to Israel? And what were you doing here at that time?
Well, I came to Israel on 1950, and I was in the Moshav when Pekeris came, and they tried to find some people.
Listen, what is a Moshav? In what Moshav were you?
I was in Moshav Kochava in the.
Is that far from here?
Yes, it's it's exactly where they find the oil later,
Okay,
the
all
first well of oil.
Okay, so now go ahead, yeah.
Where Pekeris tried to find some people to help him in the geophysics. So he came to our manager in the Moshav and asked for 3 people. They finished high school. So I was one from the 3 people, and
You had finished high school in Iraq.
Right. So I worked with him in geophysics till 1958, and then I left the geophysics and I worked for the government part of time, and I came back to the institute in 1960.
All right, but let me go back the early part. What were you doing here? What were you doing for Pekeris in 1954 or around then? Yeah.
When we came.
Well, I was the field manager on the geophysics. I was the boss of all the drilling in the institute. But not in the beginning. This is later.
Okay.
And then he sent me for 6 months to the state to learn the air blast.
Okay.
To learn what?
To learn to drill with air, not with water.
When did you first hear the word computer?
Well, I started working in the institute on 1950. I think between 54 or 55, 54 and 55, we start with the computer.
54.
54.
Yeah, 54.
Did you have any idea what it was?
Nothing. I just know that Pekeris is running day and night.
Yes.
And you can't tell him that now is night. It's for him. It's all the time is day,
Solving
and you have to
problems.
do the jobs.
Okay.
That's it.
When did you first meet us?
I think exactly in that year.
54.
Right.
And you went with Jerry a lot to the ports.
Right, all the time.
All the
Jerry
time.
Khan.
See, you were always the translator, and then you went with him to the Bulgarians to find the people who manufactured
Right.
everything. And you were sort of an
Right.
expediter and purchaser. And,
Are the Bulgarians still there? There was a little factory between here and Tel Aviv where we
made the chassis.
made the chassis, punched the
Yes.
copper strips. Are they still there?
I don't
No,
know.
yes. Yeah.
Do you, anything that you particularly remember about any incident or anything going to Haifa and trying to get, I remember there was always a lot of trouble with the people in customs,
Right.
bringing all the things.
Well, this was my job, just to settle this problem. When I went to the custom, I usually fix everything.
Yeah. And this was a very important.
And then you arranged,
part of the
I guess, the
process.
transportation. Were you involved with the personnel, with the people? You
Of the
were
computer project?
about the getting
Not at
Riesel
that
the
time.
layout of where the computer was, and
On the computer, I start working really all the time, only in 1960.
oh, I see.
And I worked with the operator. And
I
when
see.
I came to the Weizac to work, I find that the operator running between two rooms to stop the magnetic tape. When they want to start, supposed to have a light. The codelic, I don't remember. So I find that if we will put the mirror someplace, so the operator doesn't have to run all the time. We can stay in one place and start working.
So it's I see. That's interesting. So for the Weizac, your job was really was with expediting the materials through customs and bringing
Right,
them. And
right.
That's okay. Well, that's very important, and I thought it's nice to have you, because I remember you always being there when something went wrong, or you needed somebody to fix something, or call somebody, or that you always saw that things were running. So when the power supplies came, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
That was just before we left, actually. The power supplies came.
Faced with the people at the Institute.
Okay, that's
All
fine.
right.
Well,
Now we can go and thank you.
Thank you.
So, Chaim, you want to move over to your little chair?
Actually,
Should I move on?
Leave it like
stay.
Stay like this. We'll move around. All right, so now, let's really try and return to some of the, the origins of this computational work. And I guess this morning, there were some of the very first indications, Chaim, of the planning, but maybe in this hour you want to recapitulate that story, as you remember this whole process.
And I also think it's very important that some of the problems
Yes,
that he solved
absolutely.
on Weizac, I think should
Because
tell us about.
One of the things we've been trying to learn from people too is, from their point of view, what got accomplished in this first project and its impact on Israel. So why don't you start?
Well, as I mentioned this morning, I came here in 1946 in the spring for a symposium held on the occasion of the laying of the cornerstone for the Weizmann Institute. At that time, Palestine was under British rule, and I gave a talk on the problems in physics, mathematics, geophysics, which are outstanding, which need to be solved, including astronomy.